She's a junior at the College of William and Mary, where she's majoring in linguistics and computer science. She's also a member of the fencing team. A Shades contributor, Alexa Rosalsky, is reading her searingly honest portrayal of her depression entitled Letters I Will Never Send.
On the surface, I seem like a normal American teenager. I go to school, hang out with my friends, play some sports, and spend way too much time on the internet. But beneath that seeming normality, everything is not okay. I've never attempted suicide, but I've considered it. I've even written out a list of pros and cons. Looking back, I'm amused by how rationally I approached it all. In addition to my list, I began composing notes to all the people who were important to me, even after I'd scrapped the idea of killing myself. I was hedging my bets in case I found myself back in that place someday. It was not a happy place to be, and I didn't think anyone would understand unless I explained it in writing. It started when I was about 15. Year after year, the pile of letters grew, along with my regrets, notes saying how sorry I was, how I wished there'd been another way. No one ever saw them, except for me. Some were tear-stained, some were written with such anger that my pen tore through the paper. All of my fears, regrets, and hopes were written down in letters I would never send, addressed to people who would never read them. One day, I realized how strange it all was. I'd just finished writing another letter, put it in an envelope, and hid it. That's not how letters work, I thought. I was compiling a diary of depression under the guise of letters to friends, and it wasn't okay. I knew it wasn't okay, but I had no idea what to do. I couldn't send the letters. I'm not big on sharing, even the small things, so revealing everything I'd kept hidden for so long all at once was terrifying. I couldn't even consider it. I still can't. It would be too much. But doing nothing, continuing on that path, was just as bad. It took me another few months to realize that, and then things started to get really bad. I've never been much of a troublemaker. I don't tend to act out or do anything that's considered rebellious, but I do have a bit of a temper. I was pretty bad at not getting angry. I would lash out at people for the smallest things, slamming a door so hard the whole house would seem to shudder. This anger led to doing more things I regretted, to more little notes hidden away, to more anger. A downward spiral. I could have, probably, maybe, stopped any time I wanted, but I didn't want to because the anger felt so much better than the hopelessness. But I knew something needed to change. The pile of letters was just too deep. I didn't want to go on living anymore. Everything was going wrong, and it all seemed to be my fault. It was scary, like monsters in the closet scary, and being brave was getting so hard. I didn't want to put on a happy face and pretend things were okay anymore. I wanted to be done. So I went for a walk, and I found myself standing at the top of a cliff. It was a long way down, and I felt calm, happier than I'd been in a while. But being up high, away from everyone I knew, alone where there was nothing to hold me back, nothing. All I wanted to do was jump, to just let go of everything and have one moment of absolute freedom, to end the helplessness and hopelessness and pain. It was the first time I'd felt at peace in a long time. I didn't jump. I wanted to, but I didn't. I don't know why, even though at the time it seemed to make perfect sense. I'm glad I didn't jump.